Back on HQ, Joe Mazzulla after the loss.
Second half, you guys were shooting almost exclusively three-pointers. I know you talk about take what the defense gives you, but were you satisfied with the shot selection in that second half?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, obviously, over the course of the game, you always can find, 5-10 shots that you want to be better at. But, I thought throughout the night, for the most part, we fought for good looks, throughout the game. But, yeah, I mean, you can find 5 to 10 that we could be better at.
And so after you guys go up 20, what changed in what they were doing to walk that lead down? Yeah,
I mean, I think we left some of their some of their good shooters open. I think Anunoby went on a small run by himself. So some personnel stuff. They were able to get out in transition off of some of our misses, and then I think they had a 5-0 run off of offensive rebounds. Just those detail stuff that we have to be able to be better at. And I thought we missed. If you look at that run, I thought we missed some good ones, and I thought there was obviously a few that we could fight to get better at.
Joe, can you just take us through the end of overtime there, the taking the timeout with 3 seconds left? Were you thinking about taking it earlier in that situation, or did you just want to kind of see how it played out?
No, I mean, in regulation, when you call it, they're taking both Towns and Brunson out of the game, and so I felt like we had speed there to be able to get something with 2 left. We can go get a layup with one of those 2 guys on the floor that would give us a chance to extend the game. Then I was at half court, probably around 8 or 9, calling it. They didn't see it, and then they ended up fouling, and so we used it there. So just a feel thing of knowing that when you call it, they're going to go to their defensive lineup, and could we get something quick, in transition.
And what were you trying to do in the last play of overtime there with the way they just would have defended the pass to Jalen?
Yeah, just a read. Jalen's great in space. They're going to foul in that situation, so it's got to be catch and shoot. So just a read to try to create space, get a quick catch and shoot for Jalen. Ran that play a few times. I think he was able to get some good separation on there. Bridges made a good play.
Joe, Kristaps left with the illness. How is he doing, and how much did that affect what you guys wanted to do the rest of the game?
Yeah, I haven't seen him yet, but we'll check on him. But, I mean, obviously it impacts the game with his ability on both ends of the floor. And, it obviously changes sub-patterns. It changes the things that, you're able to do matchup-wise and play call frequency-wise. So, yeah, I mean, I think we felt, but, it's no excuse. We had plenty of opportunities to do it, and hopefully he's ready for game 2.
Is that something that came out late, though?
I mean, I found out during the game, so, as soon as I found out, we made the adjustment. But, I'll check on him here before we leave.
Gary, then Bob. Joe, 19 of your 20 shots in the third quarter were threes. When you take 20 free throws in the first half and you take, I think, 6 in the second half in overtime, do you need to switch up sometimes when shots aren't going down? It just seemed like no one was on, and they kept going up. I mean, how do you approach that when you look and none of your guys are hitting threes? They're good looks and they're open, but it seemed like the more success was attacking the rim.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously, like we said, whether it's possession, shots, things, you could always find 5-10 that you could be better at. So to me, I look at the process and the shot quality. So our shot quality was high. The points in the paint were even. We shot 1 more layup than they did. We shot 10 non-paint twos. They shot, much more than that. And so you have to take a look at the process of what we're trying to accomplish. And, we were able to accomplish good results for the most part. And like I said, there's probably, 8 to 10 shots that we could be better at for sure.
You scored 30 points in the last 22 minutes, I want to say. Is that just missed shots? Is that bad offense? Like, why did the offense completely shut down midway third quarter?
Probably a combination of both. Have to have better play calling, have to make shots, have to make some better reads. So it's probably a combination of all those things. Have to be better.
What do you feel like in that second half on those 8 to 10 shots you guys had to do differently in terms of maybe accessing the paint or just getting inside on them? Did their defense change at all in that second half?
No, I mean, without watching it, 8 to 10, it could be a little bit less, it could be a little bit more. At the end of the day, you have to make the ones when you're open, and you have to trust the process of what you do. And the process of our shot quality was good, and it's the margins and the stuff that put pressure on your shot quality, whether it's your transition defense, your rebounding, your defending without fouling, and your attention to detail on personnel. All those things play a part in putting pressure on, the process of what you're trying to do on the offensive end.
What happened with Sam? How's he doing?
I think he hurt his ankle, landed on it. I'll check on him here before we leave. But I think I didn't see the play, but I think he sprained his ankle.
Joe, their help and recovers to try to keep JT from getting deep into the paint. They were able to kind of get back to those shooters. Just how does their defensive length, how is that different than maybe a lot of other defenses, and how did you try to pry that open?
Yeah, I mean, they do a good job of, sometimes they put two on the ball, sometimes they don't. They do a good job of making multiple efforts, protecting the paint and getting out. And so that's where you have to make the shots when you're open, and then you have to make the closeout read at times, So they do a good job of that. We just have to be better at making that read from time to time.
Bouncing questions, Dan. Joe, you guys obviously bounce back all the time from things like this. Just kind of your general emotions as you sit here and kind of this stuff happens in the playoffs as you look ahead.
Look at the process. So again, there's whether you win or lose, there's possessions that you have to get better at. The staff, I'll get better at the things that we need to. We'll look at the attention to detail stuff that we have, and then we'll look at the process of what we did and see where we need to get better at it. So we'll do that tomorrow.
This is the first time you guys have trailed this.
In that effort to get better, I believe I've found a place to start. 45 missed three-pointers. Coach Mazzulla saying in his post game that took what the defense gave them and wasn't mad about the shot selection, but jack up 63s. You want more than 15 makes. Most misses, playoff history.